Hi, it's Krista, and today's theme is memories. Oftentimes, during my energy healing sessions I have with people, or even when I work on myself or a family member or a friend, memories come up. And what that looks like is that I am facilitating and supporting a place where a person can safely and at a pace that's right for them and with ease and with flow to clear any unwanted memories, the emotion, the emotional charge, the residual charge of a memory. While things that happen to us, that it could be a big trauma, it could be something small, it could be an upsetting holiday, it could be anything, a slight, they can stay with us with this unprocessed residual emotions that can then eventually affect us and build up, especially if there is a theme. So that is why oftentimes these memories that we end up facing and working on, whether it's therapy or when we think about our lives after we've lived long enough and we realize a lot of our stuff comes from our childhood, is because of that foundation of these patterns developing and this constant feedback that we're receiving from our environment, whether it be something like that we aren't worthy or that we're not good enough, or if there's emotions around trauma, something that you've done in your past or something you've done as an adult or in the workplace, a relationship, there can be these feelings, these unwanted emotions. And so what's wonderful and why I love working with people and I love my job so much, doing this work, is because it's uncovering the subconscious memories, the things that are pertinent and that are relevant to what a person wants for healing. Because of course there's like an infinite number of memories, right? We're creating memories. You're creating a memory right now watching this video, but it's about what are the ones that are limiting us? What are the ones that are blocking us or preventing us from moving forward, or from clarity or insight, or from feeling good and just having just general contentment and well-being in our lives. And so that's why memories come up, just like other things that'll come up in sessions for energy balancing, clearing an aura, if it's beliefs, I can go on and on. But anyway, back to memories. Memories are fun because they show often a pattern. So a person might have several memories that come up, and oftentimes there is information that is still needed to be consciously brought into the consciousness from the subconscious, so that the person is aware of it, so that they can acknowledge it, they can witness it and observe it. And so that then, only then, you can fully and with complete and lasting healing release some type of memory, or a belief system. And so that is what's wonderful about this work. And so when I work with somebody I'll tell you a little bit of how this works. So I, connect with my client by closing my eyes, looking in my inner vision. I oftentimes see a big, vast, empty, grassy field with a bright blue sky. And that's my palette. That is like my foundation. And then other things start to come in play. And what happens is that's where I meet the client or myself or a family or friend, their higher self. And that's where I work with, of source energy, of the soul, of light, of something that is ready, that is priority for that person, because they're coming for energy work for some reason, right? They want less of something, they want more of something. And so it's whatever those memories that come up. So when we're there, oftentimes we'll go on a little journey back into the timeline, into, from they're 6 years old at the kitchen table and something was said to them, or they felt a certain way, or some big incident or something small, or just it could be anything, right? There's so many memories that we create. And as we know, the famous stories that we hear, that people tell about family members having completely different versions of their childhood, or a person of their work environment. It just really depends on your own personal filter and who you are and your perspective and belief systems. But the good news is that with working with memories is that we can change the past. And you heard that right. We can change the past. And I know it's not something that you hear because we are taught that you can't change the past, right? And so what am I saying? Krista, you sound crazy. And that's because I'm talking about quantum healing. So we work in the quantum field, the field of energy. And so while we can't change the fact that something happened in the past, we can change our perspective on it, and we can remove the residual emotions that may be there that have just didn't get a chance to clear and leave. Maybe it wasn't safe. Maybe it wasn't safe to say something, and there was like suppressed anger or resentment because your voice was suppressed, right? Or just wasn't safe or secure for yourself as a child or as an adult, somewhere. And but now you're here and you're doing this healing work, and it's now time. It's now time to clear these emotions and clear these memories. And then what happens is that when you observe something, when you witness something, and you are in your power, and you witness and observe going back in the past or thinking of a memory, and you witness it, and then you can accept it. And what do I mean by accepting? When you accept something, then your nervous system calms down. And when your nervous system calms down, your mind calms down, your mind says, okay, I've done my job. I've done my job. I've alerted her or him to, some kind of quote unquote danger based on the brain's past experience and wisdom that you've collected along the way. And so what happens is that then your body can calm down, your nervous system doesn't have to be on high alert. And then what happens, you can be at this like higher elevated state of consciousness, right? A higher frequency, a sense of well-being, or a sense of just like neutrality, right? And then when that happens and you accept, and again, accept does not mean that you agree or condone, right? That's different. But just accepting, like, yeah, this really terrible thing happened, or this horrible thing, this bad behavior I did, or another person did. And so it's really wonderful for the nervous system and the whole body, mind, your body, your emotional body, and your physical body can then, then you can relax. And then when that happens, then you can move into a higher perspective, perhaps, maybe a little bit of a silver lining, or some type of wisdom. And then you can also even, wait for it, you can even forgive. You can forgive yourself, you can forgive another person. Again, doesn't mean agree, but that you can forgive. You can forgive a place that you used to work, let's say. I've had to do that. I once worked for Mattel Toys. So it was a very toxic environment back in the day. And I had to go back a few times to different places in my life where I had to go back and heal something and then also forgive. And it ended up being just this whole energy and entity of the corporate life, right? And I'm sure if you're listening to this and maybe there's somebody out there that works in, a corporate environment, corporate America, there's a lot of that, right? And I know it's a lot better now than it used to be, but so I did. So sometimes it's even not even a person, but it could be a building, all kinds of things, right? So we can go back to those places and we can heal them. And then what I do in my sessions is I then go in and then replace the energy with Reiki. And Reiki, what is Reiki? It's just pure light chi energy that I bring in and send, and just not control, so to speak. I guess it kind of is, but send to certain places in the body or back into a certain memory to heal and replace, clearing out those unwanted emotions, and then bringing in this healing light. And it's so magical to see somebody and to see the change, the elevation, and the lightness and the freedom. I can see it in their eyes, and they're just brighter, and they just look like their aura just starts to expand. It's just the coolest thing to do healing work. And and to do some things like memories, where sometimes people just need, and myself included, I sometimes need somebody else to show me what I can't see, at times. And even though I'm healing myself, it's that facilitation, because oftentimes we have those filters, right? Or just we want assurance and company to help us through things. So anyway, so I hope you found all of that helpful. Clearing memories is a wonderful thing. It's wonderful, illuminates patterns, and it's just very freeing. And also, what's the coolest thing, or there's so many cool things about memory clearing, is that you also heal your family. So what do I mean by that? Let's say you had these memories from childhood and you have children. If you clear a certain memories, they're going to clear out of your children too if they inherited them. Yeah, it's pretty amazing, and so it's wonderful. You can go back. Oftentimes, in these memories, we'll take a little journey back to this person, a person's some kind of time and place, and for healing, and it gives that opportunity for that person to hold their inner child and give them a hug and tell them the things that they should have heard when they were that age, or to cheerlead them and champion them, and tell them how amazing they are, right? Or to your higher self, or to your future self. And it's really, really powerful. And so speaking of all of that, I have some downloads for you, and I'm going to do a little short meditation, so that right now you might be thinking of some memories that you may have, and if not, that's okay too. And just enjoy and just feel into the experience. Just take a few breaths here, and what we'll do is we'll just do a little clearing and some downloads. Okay, you ready? So just close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. And just go inward inside your beautiful being, where your soul is, your heart. You can place your hands on your heart if that's helpful. And just think about any of these memories that may have come up for you, conscious or subconscious, and how you're ready to let go of these emotions, these unwanted emotions that do not serve you. And you let them go now. You can tap on your heart, and whatever they may be, letting go of shame and saying it out loud that you have shame or guilt or resentment or frustration, even though the world may tell you that you shouldn't have those feelings. But just name it and clear it. Let go of those emotions. They don't need to be within you anymore. Clearing fear, burden, anxiety, worry, doubt. And now replace with these downloads for memories. I know who I am. I'm ready to let go. Freedom from these memories is here now. I claim my freedom now. I know what it feels like to release these memories without feeling triggered or nervous. I am capable and smart and have the ability to face some of these things and to let them go because they are limiting me or blocking me. I can do it. I do these things with my inner child, with my higher self, at a pace that's right for me. I'm ready to let go of these memories. I let them go now. I do it with ease. It's so easy to just let them go. I am so ready. I'm ready for change. I'm ready for new expansion. Change can be expansive, to let in the new. And so it is. can stay with this energy that you've created, and also you can just relax, take it easy, make sure you drink plenty of water. And if you like this work, feel free to reach out at my website and you can book a session. I have a new office I keep talking about because I'm so excited in Beaverton here in Oregon, and also on Zoom. Until next time.